What's up guys, Pro Strat number 33 where pros do strats. Remember when I used to do these? They have the game winning round from Heroic versus Vitality from Dreamhack Open Fall 2020, map 5. And on the surface this strat looks pretty similar to stuff you've seen before. You smoke right side of A on Mirage, and then you push into CT with flashes, even though that's not what Heroic did here. But nevertheless, the key to note in this version of the strat are the A smokes. The stair smoke is slightly, I'll say, indented. It's a little bit lower and pushed to the right, which gives you a really interesting angle that you can hide in and surprise people with. So we can go through POVs really quickly. Bora, for some reason, didn't full buy. A lot of the Heroic players didn't actually full buy. They had like 1,000 in some cases left over. But he's entrying. I mean, you just entry, you go in, and then you probably die, except Borb actually gets the kill because the flash is really good. Second person in is Nico. He's going to pre-smoke any molly that comes in, and then molly's triple. Ston here is going to be throwing 2 flashes into the jungle connector area. He's actually making sure that he throws them in a way so that they don't land too far back towards jungle and will blind people that were playing inside connector anticipating mid control. Testis is doing this jump throw stairs smoke. This is actually a little bit finicky, but I'll explain later. And this is actually faster than going into the normal stairs position to throw the smoke first. Stairs. He also threw a lamp flash to blind anyone close to ramp on the left corner, but it was a little late, so it probably wouldn't have done anything anyway. Also note his positioning right here. He's not visible from anyone inside jungle because of how the smoke lands, and you can make a play by getting a teammate to flash as the smoke fades. Cadian is going to be throwing the jungle smoke, or the bench smoke as some people will call it, and it's also a little finicky. Again, we'll explain that in a bit. And then he's going to throw 2 flashes over to blind anyone on site. I would have liked to see his molly go towards bench, as people usually like playing behind that smoke in these A execute kind of executes, but nevertheless he threw it for jungle, which is also pretty okay to help Testis get onto that stairs position. Alright, so let's do the smokes. Now, like I said before, these smokes are really finicky, and their walk jump throw on 128, the 128 part doesn't matter, but the walk jump throw part makes it a little inconsistent. Just because you're not always going to get that perfect timing like you would if you just stood in one spot, aimed at a thing, and threw a smoke, like a top mid smoke. So these kind of do need practice, but I'm sure if you wanted to do these, you'll be able to get it. Unless you're on 64 tick, then you gotta learn it yourself. Good luck. So this is the stairs smoke. You're sitting next to the trash can here. You're aiming in between these 2 windows in the pink building, and then you're gonna walk and jump throw about when your crosshair passes this middle dot in the center right there. So that little circle thing. So in the middle of these 2 windows, walk and right about there. How many takes will it take? Oh, I got a first try. Nice. So because this is a little precise, what can happen is if your timing is off, you don't actually get the proper bounces to get the height. And if you don't get the height, you don't get the depth, so you don't get this small shadow or small arc in the smoke. Sometimes your smoke won't land high enough. It might land like down here. And that kind of is a problem because you won't get the angle that you really wanted, which is right there. Although to be fair, you could still run across the site and not be too impeded by it, so like it might not be the worst thing in the world. Now for the jungle smoke or the bench smoke, you're gonna stand in this white, well, it's not white, but you're gonna stand in this bar right here, and you're gonna aim again in between this wooden post here and the edge of this building thing here. So you're gonna aim right around there and aim a little bit up. So about that much. For me, is about 1 crosshair size, or I could put the bottom of my crosshair on top of the stuff, so it's easy to line up. And you're gonna run. You're gonna run, and you're gonna jump throw once you hit the height of the bump over here that I'm running over. So again, middle of this, right there, top of the bump, and jump throw. This is a little precise as well because you need to hit this particular part of the wall and then dodge these window-ish things. And that's going to be your bench smoke, your jungle smoke. Now, the problem is, right here, you have a huge gap. This won't matter for getting onto the bomb site, which is a little more important. And that's kind of also why I mentioned that you kind of want the triple, or the molly for bench. So that people don't run out here, for one, and for two, it's going to dissuade people from actually having a good angle to catch you. Also, late flashes would be kind of nice as well, but you also risk blinding your teammates as they come up this way. The goal of the smoke is so that you actually can get on top of stairs and then either swing on people and catch them off guard, or get a flash from a teammate and then peek off of that instead. You know, let's say bomb's playing a default, and hopefully they still have a flash. If he hides firebox and just throws like some flash like this, that's gonna be really good because it'll blind most people in the area. You should probably turn from this one, I guess. And you can swing out here and try to catch people off guard. As for the strat itself, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're smoking off the right side so you can clear into the bomb site. Because you don't have a CT smoke, you will have to deal with people opping or like playing ticket, and maybe they dodge your flashes. If you play an angle like here, this might catch you off guard because all the flashes are landing to the left, right? Even something like this would be pretty decent. You really want to push CT with flashes, like something like this. You know, flash your teammates in, so you can get control of CT, and you kind of solve the problem of having to worry about it by taking control of it. Obviously, this doesn't always work. You're always going to be fighting people, and whenever you're fighting people, there's a chance you lose the fight. So, you know, that's just one of the risks you take with doing that kind of strat. The alternative is to actually smoke CT, but then if your CT smoke is bad, you might run into one-ways. So right around here, I can see into Palace, or the balcony at least, and I can kind of see people on bomb site. So if I had an M4, I could very easily just spray the bomb planter and come back and I'm good. And then I could do something like that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and like the video if you liked the video.